Magandang araw po mga kaibigan. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, si Dr. Arlie Macasiano Imperio. At ang ating pong special lecture po sa araw na to ay tungkol po sa epigenetics. Mukhang mabigat yung word na yan, ha? Epigenetics. Ano kaya yan? Aalamin natin. And I will be giving you a simplified presentation. And this is a very important science because it involves your life. It involves us. It involves you and me. So a simplified presentation on the science of epigenetics. Makinig mabuti, mag-take notes, ulit-ulitin po panuorin para kaya rin po natin maipaliwanag using the same presentation. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, ang tunay na pangalan ko po, Lo Arlie Macasiano Imperio, but I am called Dr. Arlie. Ako po ay isang manggagamot at nagkaroon po ng pag-aaral sa Public Health, Masters in Public Health, sa Traditional Chinese Medicine at tayo po ay naging radio, TV health broadcaster at member po tayo ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcasters sa Pilipinas. Before we continue our discussion on epigenetics, which is our topic today, gusto ko lang magkaroon ng orientation kung ano po talaga importante sa buhay natin. If I will ask everyone, including myself, which is better, staying healthier or getting sicker? Kasi nga po, if we would focus on health, we experience health, but the real idea is to keep on improving our life. So from health to be more healthy o kaya healthier. Doon naman sa getting older, diba, getting weaker, and then they got sick. As the time goes by, the person will get sicker, sicker, and sicker. Diba, yan ang pwedeng direction. So let's compare just to remind ourselves, which is really very important in our lives. Staying healthier is more affordable because getting sick is more expensive. Staying healthier is more enjoyable. We can go on shopping, we can visit tourist areas, we can enjoy fellowship with our loved ones and families. But getting sicker is entailing to more suffering. And if you will analyze it, health is wealth, it is an asset. But sickness is an expense and a liability. And staying healthier is achieved through prevention and wellness. Whereas getting sick, you may avail the best ICU or intensive care unit services. Staying healthier means longer life, getting sick means shorter life. So I hope that this brief reminder to ourselves will make us more motivated to focus on health while we are still healthy and stronger. Not when are weak and probably we might end up getting sick. That's why we truly say that prevention is always better than the best cure, di ba? And prevention is always preferred than getting the best medical services. And we may even emphasize that health may not be everything, but the moment we lose our health, we might lose everything. Ngunit bago pa tayo magpatuloy, ito po ay para sa ating educational training. This is for private educational training. At kapag binanggit natin yung mga sakit, we would like to emphasize that there is no attempt to diagnose, treat, prevent disease, or even cure. If one has any medical condition, always consult your doctor or physician. And health statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Okay, meron tayong video na papanoorin. So yan, binigay ko po yung link. At tatlo po yan, mga 5 to let's say 3 minutes bawat isa. At ang gusto ko po pag napanood yung video, makuha lang po natin ang main idea. Huwag na natin masyadong pansinin yung mga technical details, bagamat ito po ang pinaka-simplified version na akin pong nakita kasi ito po ay animated. Pero ang gusto ko po na habang papanoorin natin ay kunin lang po natin ang main idea. So yung first video po mga kaibigan, we gave credits to TED-Ed na pinalabas nila sa YouTube. So ito na po yung unang video. So napanood na po ninyo. Tapos yung pangalawang video rin po, nandyan yung link. Panoorin din po nyo at yung third video. Okay po? So, pag napanood na po nyo yung mga video mga kaibigan, balik po kayo sa mga illustration na ipapakita ko po. At least it will further illustrate the science of epigenetics. So una, yung theory ng epigenetics ay ganito po. What our parents and grandparents ate, how much exercise they did, and what chemicals they were exposed to. All are all factors that could affect our bodies look and work. Ibig sabihin, namamana pala to. Kaya nga po yung epigenetics, yung word na epigenetics, nandun yung word na genes. O kaya genetics, yung genes, yan po yung namana natin. At yung genes po ay nasa loob ng chromosome. Okay po? At sa loob ng chromosome, nandun ang DNA. At sa loob ng DNA, nandun ang nucleotide. So kung may kopya na po kayo ng one-page presentation on how the body is structured, at dapat pala na isama ko yun dito. Pero makikita niyo po sa mga ibang video na aking pong pinalabas. Pero yan po yung connection. Yung genes, yung word na genes, genetic. Pero pag sinabing epi means beyond or above. Together with the genes but above the genes. So yan, pag-aaralan natin. So notice may normal, no? Pero pagka nagkaroon ng abnormality, matindi. Pwede pala cancer ang effect. Di ba? Okay, so nakikita nyo sa diagram sa bandang kanan, yung normal. Okay, so pag nagkaroon po ng genomic instability, okay, magkakaroon po ng point mutation, deletion, amplification. Huwag niyo pansinin yan. Basta, ibig sabihin ng genomic instability, because of DNA methylation, histone modification, and non-coding RNA, ayan, cancer or mutant cells can be the effect. Ganyan po katindi yan. Okay, pag nagkaroon ng genomic instability. So, yung genomic, nandun yung po yan sa genes. Okay, nakuha niyo po. Pero merong normal, walang problema. Pag normal, di normal. Kaya lang, pagka nagkaroon ng aberya, yun nga sa epigenetics, pwedeng health o kaya sakit ang magiging resulta. Okay, ito po yun, ano? Ang gusto ko papansinin niyo po yung normal chromatin state. Ibig sabihin ng normal, di okay, di ba? Yung chromatin, iyan yung nakikita po sa loob ng chromosome, kaya chromosome, chromatin. Okay, pagka normal, di okay. Okay, pero pagka nagkaroon ng abnormal chromatin state, ibig sabihin nagkaroon ng problema doon mismo. Okay, with the factors affecting the chromatin na nasa loob ng RNA ng chromosome. Ayan, pwede mauwi po sa DNA mutation, pwede mauwi po sa aging, tsaka sa sakit. So, gusto ko pong makita niyo po yung pagkakaiba ng genotype tsaka phenotype. So, tingnan niyo po sa left side, di ba, genetics, and then phenotype. Ibig sabihin yung genetics, yun yung sinabing namana natin sa magulang natin. Wala tayong magagawa, yun talagang namana eh. And then, magkakaroon niya ng manifestation o kaya expression na ang tawag po genotype. Okay? So, nakita niyo sa left portion, yung normal manifestation ng phenotype of a particular gene. However, through epigenetics na pag-aaralan natin ngayon, magkakaroon din po yan ng expression, phenotype din po yan. So, ang difference po ng genotype, phenotype, yung genotype, yun ang namana. Yung phenotype is the expression of the genotype. Okay? For example, tao tayo. Wala tayong magagawa, tao tayo, hindi to hayop eh. Pero pwede mag-iba itsura natin sa ating pong pananamit, di po ba? O phenotype yun. Okay? Another example, um, parehong kambal, di ba? Kambal. Di pareho itsura, kambal eh. So, genotype yun, di ba? Pero yung isa payat, yung isa obese, phenotype yun. Ano nangyari? Ayan, pag-aaralan natin. Yun nga, ang sagot nga doon is epigenetics. So, makikita niyo po, mga kaibigan, sa bandang kanan, na yung human genome po, mga about 23,000 genes. Di ang dami niya, di ba? But, depending on the different factors happening inside the body through biochemistry, ayan, nakikita natin yung mga different, let's say, components, mga detalye na yan, huwag na natin intindihan. Pero in this diagram, you can see that these items are involved. Nakuha niyo po, yung non-coding RNA, DNA binding proteins, histone modification, enzymes, chromatin remodeling, activated genes, inactive genes, di ba? Tsaka nucleosome sa loob ng DNA. Nakuha niyo po, involved lahat yan. So, epigenetics is directly involved in each item. And then to simplify, di ba, pag sinabing gene expression, yan yung phenotype, di ba? The gene, we cannot change it, but that's genotype. But the expression of the gene can be, let's say, maximized, can be modified. Okay? Gene expression ang tawag yan. And then generally involved yung DNA methylation, yung histone modification. Yung dalawa na yan. And then involved din po yung mga let's say mRNA, let's say yung mga ganyan-ganyan, yung sa central dogma of life, involved lahat yan. That will influence how the genes will be expressed or manifested. Okay? Basta nakita natin ganyan, pero huwag na natin intindihan, complex yan eh. Yes, nasa field of biochemistry yan eh. O ito na po, ito simplified, simple lang. Nakikita nyo sa left side, yung gene, tsaka DNA, di ba? Hindi na mababago yan, di ba? Yun na naman eh. Genotype yun eh. Pero yung tao, nakikita niyo po, pagka lagi nag-exercise, di ba? At okay po yung kanyang katawan, buhay, di ba? Okay lahat, nag-exercise. O nakita mo ganda ng buhay niya. Pero with the same genotype, with the same person, na if so happen ang kanyang mga epigenetic factors, yun nga, high sugar intake, many processed food, nagsisigarilyo, yung mga yan, introducing a lot of mutagenic substances in the body, it will affect the DNA. It will affect the genome, and then ang kalabasan niyan, siyempre, kahinaan, sakit. Nakuha niya po? So, in this illustration, you can now see genotype and phenotype. It is the same gene, but the expression may be different dependent on the factors that triggered their manifestation. Yan yung how it is triggered, complex yan. Napag-uusapan niya sa field of biochemistry. And that's where a lot of research is now being done. Pero to simplify, yun ang sinasabing epigenetic induction. Epi beyond the genes. Ayos ba? So, importante ba na malaman natin to? Importante. Kaya nga, may tao healthy, may tao may sakit. Pareho lang naman ang lugar na kanilang tinitirahan. Di ba? Okay? May tao yumaman, may tao naging addict, mahirap, pero pareho lang naman ang kanilang environment. Di ba? Bakit ganun? Yun na nga, there are certain factors that can lead to better or worse expression. Okay, here is another slide to show that. So nakikita niyo po, ang key idea dito, environment. Ano ibig sabihin ng environment? Nakikita niyo pollution, di ba? Nakikita niyo po, halimbawa, yung mga, let's say, ultraviolet. Di ba? Nakikita niyo po, ipagkain. Depende kung ano yung kinakain. So, meron nagiging healthy, meron nagiging weak, nagiging obese, right? Ang tawag niyan, involved po ang epigenetic metabolism, but it can lead to heart disease, diabetes, Di ba? Environment can lead to disease. Okay? And the process is epigenetic metabolism. Ibig sabihin ng metabolism kung paano po gumalaw yung mga environmental factors inside the body, specifically inside the chromosome, that eventually can lead to disease. Okay? Ngayon, this slide would like to show, nakikita niyo po na on the left side, medyo palpak, di ba? Pwede may sakit. On the right side, nakita niyo nakangiti. So, opposite, di ba? And then, on the left side, nakikita niyo black. On the right side, nakikita niyo white. Magkaiba ang black and white, di ba? Pero you will notice that they overlap one another. Within the black, may white. Within the white, may black. Kaya nga, sinasabi minsan ng experts, the distinction between genotype and phenotype can be not clearly seen. It can be blurred. Diba? Kasi nga, yun na, nakikita nyo sa illustration na to. They overlap one another. But genotype is genotype, phenotype is phenotype. Magkaiba talaga. Like black is black, white is white. Ayos ba? Nakakaintindihan tayo? Pero naiintindihan natin kung bakit napaka-exciting itong epigenetic medicine. And then sa bandang huli mga kaibigan, pag-aaralan natin yung epigenetic application para gumanda naman ang ating pong buhay. Okay, so here is a summary of the different, let's say, conditions that will affect the epigenetic experience. So, on top, at yan sa akin po, isa sa pinaka-importante, diet. Kung ano yung ating kinakain, mag-iiba. Yung epigenetic expression magmomodulate. For example, pareho ang genetic makeup pero yung isa carnivorous. Mahilig sa karne. Yung isa naman vegetarian. Mag-iiba po yung kanilang phenotype. Yung carnivorous diet, pwedeng mas mahina ang kanilang katawan at may connection sa maraming sakit. Samantalang yung vegetarian, mas malusog yung katawan, mas mahaba buhay, mas maayos. Na kanya pa, it's the same genes that are involved, but what triggered, what will ultimately manifest depends on the epigenetic factor, whether a carnivorous diet or a vegetarian diet. Nakuha niya po? So yun sinasabing epigenetic modulation. And then at the bottom, let exercise. Parehong genetic makeup. Yung isa nag-exercise, yung isa hindi. Iba ang expression. Yung nag-exercise, siyempre more healthy. Yung hindi, pwedeng mas mahina ang katawan niya. But what I would like you to see from these slides is that there are many factors. Yung psychological state, yung pag-iisip natin. It's either it will make our life better or worse, depending sa ating attitude. So, in an advanced lecture, I would even make a discussion of the application of epigenetics in the 4 levels of wellness: spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, and physical health. O kaya the manifestation of the factors in our body like the influence of earth, water, and fire, and Akashic. Diba? Yan, mga advanced lecture yan. Pero may mga techniques na gagalawin mo yung mga areas na yan, there will be a different expression in your life for the better. Diba? Kaya hindi lang isa. So, social interaction, diba? How we relate with other people. Alternative medicine. So, ang medicine, pwedeng conventional, which is the application of medical therapeutics and surgery, organ transplantation, stem cell therapy, diba? Pero mayroong alternative na in the field of functional medicine, complementary medicine, or integrative medicine. That will also affect the expression of the genetic makeup, and they should be part of it. Naku pa. And the use of therapeutic drugs, the microbiome, naku, napakahalaga yung topic na yan. Yung micro, yung sa ating intestines, yung gut. Di ba, mayroong mga good bacteria, bad bacteria, o kaya the microbiology environment. Meron yung connection. Di ba? O financial status. May connection din pala. People who think more on poverty will be more poor. And the people who think more of wealth and riches will be more rich. But it's the same person. It's the same genetic makeup. Naku, yung drug abuse matindi yan kasi ang effect ng mga drugs, yung mga sa addiction, mabilis ang effect niyan. Kaya halos lahat, halos lahat. Pag hindi naka-recover sa drug abuse talagang ang ending niyan hindi maganda. Halos lahat. Kaya nga pagka ang isa po ay nasa drug abuse, mahalaga na they seek rehabilitation kasi in most cases they cannot recover on their own. Naku, ito toxic chemical, ang common sigarilyo. Kaso wala tayong magagawa di ba? Freedom, di ba? Pero this is one habit that definitely will not bring health. Very simple, di ba? Kailangan ng clean air yung lungs. Ano yung pinapasok mo sa lungs mo? Hindi lang clean air, may kasama pang toxic substances. Dati, mga 2,000 lang na identified na carcinogenic substances. Ngayon, nasa 6,000 na. And then pagka na-expose po tayo sa mga sakit, it will affect the body. How the body will cope with the exposure to the disease. Sa ating message, palakasin po ang katawan. Kaya nga mamaya, you will notice meron tayong formula. Pangalawa, palakasin ang immune system. Kasi yung immune system ang lumalaban. Yung resistensya ng katawan ang lumalaban sa mga sakit. Okay? And then even the environment. Ngayon, sa Europa, parang lumiliyab yung mga halaman. Either sobrang init, sobrang lamig. Maswerte nga tayo sa Pilipinas, tropical country, mukhang paraiso nga sa atin. Siyempre, buwabagyo rin sa atin, pero ulan, bagyo, baha, yan ang ating problema, di ba? Pero sa ibang lugar, init anong gusto mong problema? Yung ulan, bagyo, baha, o apoy? Na yung bundok, yung mga halaman, mga punong kahoy, lumiliyab dahil sa sobrang init sa environment. That will affect, the environment will affect us. So notice, maraming factors, ang tawag niyan, different conditions that can lead to epigenetic expression o kaya manifestation. Ang tawag niyan, epigenetic modulation. Kaya, to summarize mga kaibigan, ito na po yung solusyon naman. So, at least nagkaroon na tayo ng idea kung ano po yung epigenetics, di ba? On the left side is just to remind us the epigenetic modulation. Pero ito yung solution. Ito yung talagang tutukan natin. Kasi this is how to use the science of epigenetics. Step number 1, mga kaibigan, lagi tayo magpapacheck up in advance. Sa ating pong programa sa Forever Healthy Centers, meron tayo sinasabing infinitus checkup where we are able to assess the possible risk factors in the body with a very simple way using a special gadget. But you can do any procedure. Basta importante, advance ang check-up ng different systems of the body. Yung systems po, 12 yan. Immune system, respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, endocrine system, reproductive system, skeletal system, muscular system, lymphatic system. Nakuha niyo po, marami yan, di ba? And then the special senses of the body, the eyes, seeing, hearing, taste, di ba? Balance. Nakuha niyo po. Ang importante, i-check yung system sa bawat organ kasi isang organ lang bumigay sabit. So, babantayan natin heart, brain, di ba? Prostate, breast, yan ang mga common organs, colon. Pero importante advance. So, yan ang para ma-identify natin kagad kung ano yung ating sitwasyon. And then, using whatever medicine can offer, plus the application of epigenetic science. Step number 2, in-emphasize natin kanina yung healthy lifestyle. Kasi yung healthy lifestyle will trigger the good factors, the good influences within the chromosome to bring out the best in your life. So, ang ating healthy lifestyle, meron akong kode ko niyan. Daily, I am a new star. Take note yung star, ilang R yan? 5 R yan, di ba? Pero ibig sabihin ng daily, araw-araw. Kasi what we do today will determine our future. What we do today will determine our past. Yung future is yet to come. The past, we cannot change it. But what we do today can have a significant factor to make our life for the better. So yan ang application ng epigenetics, yung ano ang gagawin natin ngayong araw mismo. Kaya nga daily I am, ibig sabihin na present tense. Pagkatapos, yung mga elements, attunement, the first element to a healthy lifestyle is to realize that God is the one who created us. God, the Almighty Father, Creator, is the one who made us. At siya po ang nagbigay ng buhay sa atin. He is the source of our life. He is the only power. I-recognize natin yan. When we recognize that, that is attunement. Do that first thing in the morning, do it before you sleep at night, and do it as often throughout the day. Ang tawag niyan practicing the presence of God. O yan ang attunement ha. And then nutrition, briefly, maraming prutas, maraming gulay. As fresh as possible. Hindi processed food. Bagamat kung walang choice, siyempre kailangan kumain. Pero ideally, wholesome, whole food. And then, fruits and vegetables. Ako niya pa. Vegetarian kung maaari. And then exercise, brisk walking, aerobics, di ba, calisthenics. And then sunbathing, ayan, ako. Pagsikat ng araw sa umaga, yung first, let's say, 7 minutes, pwedeng tumitig sa araw. And then during sunset, during the last 7 minutes, nakatitig sa araw. Beyond that, wag tititig. Pero yung katawan, pwede from sunrise to about 8 o'clock in the morning and sunset 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Buong katawan. Mga 20 minutes lang. 10 minutes nakaharap sa araw, 10 minutes nakatalikod sa araw. At kung maaari, walang damit kasi kailangan tamaan ng araw yung balat at doon magkakaroon ng reaction like the development of vitamin D. And then during the first 7 minutes and last 7 minutes of sunrise and sunset, when you can look directly at the sun, you let the sun enter the body through the eyes. At kokoryentehin niya yung ating hypothalamus pituitary gland, which is the master gland of the body. It will trigger the HPA, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. At ang effect niya, lalakas ang buong katawan. And then temper control, mga kaibigan, ano? Kasi pag tayo ay talagang nagalit, yung talagang sinasabi nanginginig sa galit, nako, katakot-takot na hormones ang i-release yan na pwedeng maging toxic sa katawan ng tao. Kaya lang yung temper control, in advance natin hinahanda kasi po ay pag hindi mo hinanda, yung temper control, bigla yan parang kidlat eh. Nasundot lang, nanigaw na, and then away na. Pero if you know in advance na pag nasundot ka sa isang area, iiwasan mo na. Iko-control mo kaagad kasi ayaw mo magalit eh. Pwede maggalit-galitan kasi minsan sa trabaho kailangan talaga manigaw, di po ba? Pero naninigaw lang kasi to give a command, pero hindi galit. Kagaya ng isang general. Pagka i-drill niya yung tropa, di ba? Naninigaw siya. Pero hindi siya galit kasi general siya eh. Tsaka para marinig yung boses niya kasi sa field eh, di ba? Wala namang mikropono dun eh. Kailangan malakas yung bigaw yung general. Utusan yung tropa kung anong gagawin. Tama? And then abdominal breathing kasi napakahalaga mga kaibigan yung respiratory system. It's one of the vital elements, the breathing. Binibilang yan eh, how frequent you breathe. Di ba? Pero ang importante, pag kumihinga tayo, we introduce more air into the body. And the technique is abdominal breathing against diaphragmatic breathing. Yung mga ganyan mga kaibigan, meron tayong video sa hanapin na lang ninyo, yung mga detailed discussion, but I'm just giving an overview. And then, ang importante, rest before you get tired. Kaya matulog ng maaga kung maaari para magising ng maaga para makita natin ang sikat ng araw. Sabi nga ni Benjamin Franklin, di ba? Early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Tatlong malaking benefits. Health, yayaman, at magkakaroon ng wisdom. Kulang nilang sabihin ni Benjamin Franklin humarap sa araw. Kasi ang araw talaga ang magbibigay ng health. Ang araw magpapalakas ng ating aura o kaya vitality. Pag malakas ang aura mo, people will look at you with success kasi ang lakas ng aura mo. And then since nasuportahan yung brain cells. You can think more clearly. And when you apply the knowledge that you have, you get wisdom. Nakuha po? So yun ang ibig sabihin ng rest in order to be restored. Kaya nga sleep early, wake up early. And then it is also when we are asleep that the body will regenerate. And then we will wake up rejuvenated. And then yan ang totoong sinasabing recreation. We are created by God and we are co-creator. We can recreate many things in this world. But the most important thing is to recreate our life for the better. Recreate our life to be more God-like, moving towards the attributes of God. Nakuha po? Yan yung idea ng R o kaya rest. Kung mababasa niyo po yung Book of Genesis, di ba? Si Moses ang sumulat niyan. Yung chapter 1, naku, malaman yan. Paborito ko yan eh. Kasi kumbaga sa research article, yan yung abstract. Di ba? God created in 6 days. On the 7th day, He rested. Ganyan kahalaga yung principle of rest. Kung ang Diyos nga practice the principle of rest. And yung 7th day, as His day of rest, He blessed it, He sanctified it. Ibig sabihin ng blessed, talagang pinagpapala. Pero hindi lang yun, He sanctified, He made it holy. Ayan yung sinasabing holistic, holism. Diba? Whole, or to make man whole, is especially done on the 7th day. Kaya nga very prominent yan sa Old Testament. Lalo na nung inulit yung komanda yan sa Israelites. Diba? Sinabi, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Remember, ibig sabihin dati na pala yun. Kaya nga nakalimutan. Kaya nga remember. For in 6 days, or you're referring to the Genesis account, God created the world. Okay, in 6 days. But on the 7th day, He rested. Remember that. Yun ang sinabi ni Moses doon sa mga, nung itinayo yung Jewish economy. Di ba? Nung pinalaya sila sa Ehipto. Okay? And then, kinonek na they should remember that everything has been done by God. And then, kinonek sa creation week. That God is the creator. He created us. And we have to remember that at least every 7th day. Pero sa totoo lang, it's every day. Di ba? Yung attunement natin, every moment of the day, we do the remembrance. Okay? O yan po. And then step number 3 mga kaibigan is the proper use of functional food. So i-research po niyo yung ating lecture sa functional food. Ano ba ang difference ng functional food sa mga vitamins and minerals? So I have listed down some examples of functional food. Ang paborito ko po yung complex dietary nucleotides for the simple reason na ang nilalaman ng DNA nucleotide o kaya yung totoong nucleotide na hinahanap natin, yung DNA nucleotide tsaka yung RNA nucleotide. So maghanap po ng food supplements na merong mga nitrogen bases to support the structure and function of the DNA nucleotide and the RNA nucleotide. And then essential amino acids. Pag sinabing essential amino acids, the body does not create the amino acid and therefore it has to be essentially provided from outside source. Yan yung epigenetics. And then yung peptides and oligopeptides, these are the protein molecules. The end result of DNA, RNA, protein synthesis is the creation of specific proteins that the body needs. Ang tawag niyan the central dogma of biology. And then glucan is an immunomodulator. And then we need the vitamins. We have fat and water soluble vitamins. May mga vitamins on the fat environment, they are soluble. Yung vitamin A, D, E, and K. And then the other vitamins, they are water soluble like vitamin C. And then minerals, we have the basic minerals like sodium, potassium, di ba? Fluoride. Pero ang mahalaga dyan yung kumpletohin na natin yung 72 trace minerals. And then yung folate, which is very important in DNA synthesis, di ba? And then collagen, which is very important in the mainly repair, regeneration of the cells, tissues, and organs. and then others. Yan ang functional food. Kailangan meron tayo niyan lahat. So, when we apply these 3 steps, we are actually applying epigenetic science because these 3 steps will trigger the good, let's say, expression of what we have inherited genetically. Ulitin ko kasi sinasummarize ko na. Meron tayong minana sa magulang natin na nakabaon sa chromosome. Nasaan? Nasa chromosome. At nasaan ang chromosome? Nasa loob ng nucleus ng bawat cell ng body. Ilan ang cells ng body? Trillion ang pinag-uusapan. Trillion. Hindi billion at trillion. Bawat cell may chromosome. 46. 23 nanggaling sa nanay, 23 sa tatay. Okay? Sa loob ng chromosome, naandun lahat. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Wala tayong magagawa. Namana natin yan. Kaya ko yung mga ninuno natin, magaling sa pagka-pintor, sa musikero, malamang magiging ganun ka rin. Di ba? We inherited it. Yung the bad, pati sakit minana. Di ba? Diabetes, high blood, cholesterol, di ba? Cancer, sakit sa puso. Namana lang yan. Nandun din yun. Nakatago. Kaya ang goal natin, kung maaari, huwag lilitaw. O yun ang epigenetics. Pagkatapos, yung the ugly, talaga minsan may, kunyari, kulang ang daliri, wala tayong magagawa, ganun talaga Kaya nga, the future of medicine will involve genetic counseling. Kasi ngayon, unti-unti na natin nasisilip yung chromosome. Yung genetic code, nasisilip na natin. Na pag nakita natin may aberya, pwede kagad sabihin sa balak na magkaroon ng anak. Kunyari, sasabihin sa iyo, ganito, pagka natuloy kayo, makakaroon kayo ng anak na sosobra yung chromosome. Down syndrome yun. O kaya magkukulang ang chromosome. O kaya ito yung yan. Ito ang posible lilitaw. So at least alam nung balak na magtayo ng sariling pamilya. O yan ang future. O ngayon, whatever we have inherited, genotype yun. The expression, which is phenotype, can be modified. Can be, let's say, to express what is best, what is possible. Pero kailangan ng epigenetic inductors from environmental source. Kasi yung isang factor is environmental. Kasi meron din internal factor na hindi natin diniscuss. Kasi ang gusto kong mapakita, yung epigenetic factors that usually is within our control, within our environment. Diba? Kunyari, pollution. O kung cleaner air, we'll have a better expression of our genotype. Diba? Diet. Diba? Healthy lifestyle. Kaya nga ito yung ito na yun So, the strategy, i-check up yung katawan para kung may aberya, habang maaga pa, aayusin. Huwag hintayin magkasakit. Pagkatapos, ayusin kagad natin yung healthy lifestyle. I made a summary. Daily, I am a new star. Diba? Attunement to God, nutrition, exercise, water. Uy, di pala natin nasama yung water dun. Okay? Kaya, sa sundi, edit natin yan. Pero water, di ba? Sa New Star, water, sunbathing, temper control, air, abdominal breathing yan, and then rest, restoration, regeneration, rejuvenation, recreation. And then yung bagong technology ngayon, available na po ang mga functional foods. And then, ang mga functional foods na tututukan natin, kung akong tatanungin, dietary nucleotide, amino acids, peptides, yan, glucan, 72 trace minerals, and the rest. So, maghanap na po kayo. Paano mo mahanap? Basahin mo lang ang mga ingredients. Tingnan nyo po kung ang ingredients ng ating pong mga food supplement, meron nucleotide, amino acids, and peptides. Maski at least yung tatlo na yan. Kasi yung tatlo na yan will support the central dogma of life. Yung nucleotide will support the DNA, RNA. Yung amino acids will support the translation of the code to create the protein. And then the protein, kung meron ng hinandang protein na ang tawag peptides, o di maganda, kumbaga advanced preformed protein. Supplement to di ba, na idadagdag. Okay po? So, I look forward that this brief, simplified discussion on epigenetics and its practical application has been useful to each one of us. And always remember that God is the source of our life. He is the only power and presence in our life. Always remember that prevention is always better than getting the best cure. Health may not be everything, and it's not really everything, but the moment we lose our health, we might lose everything. So we gave you the formula and what to do. Kaya ito po ang inyong lingkod, si Dr. Arlie Macasiano Imperio na naglingkod po sa inyo. Sana po ay nakatulong po ito pong discussion sa inyo. At remember, ito po ay isang presentation for private educational training. There is no attempt to diagnose, treat, prevent disease or cure. If you have any medical condition, always consult your doctor or physician. And health statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration.